Did you tell her? You did tell her the question.
I gave both candidates heads up that we were going to expand the number of debates. We were going to have additional town hall meetings and forums, that we would have diverse audiences, diverse questions, and that I worked.
You didn't.
Hold on, sir.
But you didn't give her the question?
I said I gave both campaigns heads up that we were going to expand the number of debates, that we were going to have more town halls, more forums. And then I apologized that the American people only saw what WikiLeaks wanted you to see, because they did not show you everything that I did to increase the number of debates and to make sure that we had diverse communities and that these questions and these very important topics would be addressed in 2016.
The Clintons, Bill and Hillary, they've been at the center of American political life for a generation, all the way back from the late 80s to the early 90s. That's a very long time. They now appear to be reluctantly leaving the stage. Conventional wisdom has it that they're done. You agree with that?
Bill Clinton was in Puerto Rico yesterday. Hillary Clinton, while I don't know her whereabouts today, I don't believe that any American, the Bush family should not leave the stage, the Obama family, Jimmy Carter's family, Ronald Reagan's family, every American who has served in this capacity should be able to continue to help the American people, to help us internationally. And while Hillary Clinton fell short in the Electoral College, there's no question. I still believe she would have made a far better president than Donald Trump.
The 25th anniversary of Bill's election, the event was held in Arkansas over the weekend, I believe. The two were together, and Hillary was saying she thinks that Trump is obsessed with her. I checked the body language. I checked the body language of Bill Clinton. He didn't seem too happy about that. You know, he seemed to be trying to, oh, don't go there, Hillary, don't go there. Am I mistaken?
Well, I didn't see it. Over the weekend, I was in my beloved Louisiana celebrating for the first time the election of our first female mayor. Now New Orleans follows in the same footsteps as Baton Rouge and Shreveport. I wasn't in Arkansas this week. I was down in New Orleans.
You didn't hear anything about the 25th anniversary of Bill's election? You don't know anything about that?
I was invited, but I chose to be down in my beloved
Bill and
Louisiana.
Hillary are like this, are they?
I can't see the photo of what you're showing, but
okay.
I can just...
I'm holding up... I'm saying... Oh, there's the photo.
Well,
are you telling me that Bill and Hillary Clinton are very close politically and all the rest of it? They're very close, and they're a couple that's going forward.
Can I say something? Yes. I said maybe Hillary is right. We've been talking now for the last few minutes, and all we're talking about is Bill and Hillary Clinton. Why don't we talk about Doug Jones? Let's talk about that race in Alabama. Let's talk about 2018.
You've got the book. You wrote the book about the hack and the DNC. I'm sure it is. And I intend to buy it and deliver it. I'll read it.
It's a great book. It's a great read. It's dripping with hot sauce. Okay. And only a Louisianian can put in every chapter.
Is that why you wrote the book?
I wrote this book because I wanted to tell my story. I wanted to tell a story of a chair who became chair for the second time, the hacking that took place. And while I went into the DNC as a partisan, I left out as an American concerned about foreign meddling and interference in our election. I hope that when this is all over, we learn truly what happened last year, and that President Trump acknowledges what happened, and to tell the American people we will prevent this from happening in the future.
You're going to make a lot of money from the book. How do you feel about paying at least 50% tax on what you earn?
You know, I have been a small business owner. I have paid taxes since the age of 13. I love my country. Yeah. I know that my taxes 50%. Are important. But let me just tell you what worries me about the Republican tax plan.
No. Tell me how you feel about losing half the money that you will make from writing this book, losing it in a tax. I mean, you okay with that?
I won't lose half the money. I understand how much of my book advance and how much will go to paying taxes. But I'm not one of those Americans that believe that paying taxes is a bad thing. I like to pay forward. So here's what I want you to say.
50% is a lot.
I did not write this book for money, trust me.
Okay.
I wrote this book because I wanted to tell the American people what happened. I wanted to tell Democratic donors what happened, the staff people. I wrote this book because I had a story to tell. I'm proud of the book. I love writing the book, and I just want you and your readers and your listeners.
Okay.
I want them to understand that This was our great story about American democracy, and this book tells that story as well.
Last one. Should Al Franken resign? And if he does resign, should Bill Clinton have resigned way back when?
I think Roy Moore should be rejected by the voters of Alabama.
Okay.
Donald Trump
How about
also
Al
had...
Franken?
Wait a minute, let's get there. Donald Trump was elected after several women came forward with allegations of his sexual misconduct. Sexual harassment is a problem in the workplace, and people across the country today are figuring out, across all industries, are figuring out how to support these women who are going forward. The Senate will investigate the allegations against Mr. Franken, and I hope the people of Alabama reject Roy Moore. But more importantly, I hope the American people understand that sexual harassment is pervasive. It's a persistent problem. We need to get rid of it. We need to understand it more. And in terms of politicians, media figures, celebrities, today we're talking about them. But if you're just an ordinary citizen out in the country, you should know your rights, and you should not be harassed while you're on the job.
Donna Brazile, I am going to buy your book. I'll make sure that some revenue flows to you. I'm sorry if you're going to lose half of it, and you will, unless you've got a very good accountant and a lawyer.